Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Early Bird playoff report of last night's games. We're going to take a look at both these games. Both really good, close games, which we haven't had in a while. Coming up. Let's get on it. I've got a day ahead. I want to get this video out early. I'll see you folks again tonight. And I'll try to figure out my schedule accordingly. See what I can get out there for you guys. Okay, so we had 2 games yesterday. Let's just head right into it and we'll discuss these games. Here we go. The first one, out east, Carolina and the Rangers. Carolina are for real, folks. And the thing is, with Carolina, this is right about the dropping point of where they would start to choke up, right after a win like this. So we're going to see next game if this Carolina this time around is for real, because if they go into New York and win next game, they've got the series pretty much locked up, we know, at that point. I think this Carolina team is different from all those heartbreaks of the last few years. So we will see. So Carolina blanks New York 2-0. Rangers manage 1 goal in 2 games on the trip to Carolina in both those games. And a good one out west. Calgary again jump out early on Edmonton. They score a few goals early. And Edmonton come storming back, winning this time. They were having nothing of it this time, the Oilers. But this Calgary team were hard to put down yesterday. But once the Oilers had them on the ropes, that was it. At least that's my take on these 2 games so far. So let's get out east and we'll take a look at the Rangers. What happened in Carolina? Here we go. Hurricanes blank Rangers in Game 2, extend lead in Eastern second round. And of course you see Raanta makes 21 saves, but wasn't a lot of shots in this game. We'll talk about that in a sec. Let's look at the numbers. And you see the shots on goal, 21 for the Rangers, 22 for the Hurricanes. The face-offs, the edge went to Carolina 57-44. Both of them were blanked on the power play. The Rangers 0 for 4, the Hurricanes 0 for 3. Not many hits by the Rangers, 22 hits in the game, 31 by the Hurricanes. Blocks, the Rangers had 15, Carolina had 24. More out of frustration in those blocks too, because the Rangers were trying to play they were trying to get their offense going, they just couldn't. And the giveaways, 8 for the Rangers, 6 for the Hurricanes. And the shots on goal, first period, 8-5 for Carolina, second period, 8-8. And third period, 8-6. So you guys get the picture. A tight, checking, playoff game with very solid goaltending to boot as well. So right now, the Rangers are in a predicament again. It didn't take them long, but I kind of get the feeling this is where it might end for the Rangers. We'll see. It's not over. They're going back home. They could come back in this series and even things up. Folks, you got to be patient with me. Good Lord, I did it again. We're going to have to be patient and see what the young Rangers do because, what I would say about their lack of physicality in that game when it comes to the hitting, it's just an experience. That's all it is. They were kind of drawn into a chippy game and they kind of took the bait, I found, in Carolina. This Carolina team's a smart team that have been through some playoff wars and they know how to manipulate a situation where the Rangers will learn that themselves. It's normal. So the Rangers, we will see what they do back home. If the Rangers can come back and tie up this series, anything can happen then, anything. My gut feel tells me that Carolina is going to win next game too. That's just a gut feeling because I think Carolina is going to go on a run and we'll see. We'll see. The Rangers have something to say about that going on their home ice, absolutely. Let's go out west. Oilers rally past Flames in Game 2, even Western second round. All right, let's go to the numbers. And you can see 40 shots apiece, a lot of shots in this game. And there was some hitting too. We'll get to that in a sec. The face-offs, the Flames dominated at winning 2/3, 67-33. But they both split on the power play, 1 for 6 for the Oilers, 1 for 5 for the Flames. That's a break for the Flames that they got away with only one power play goal against. 27 hits for the Oilers, 40 for the Flames. 17 blocks for the Oilers. The Flames had 13, and the giveaway is pretty even. The Oilers had 14. The Flames had 13. And we'll look at the shots on goal. You could see yesterday all around the league. 14 in the first period for Edmonton, 12 for Calgary. Second period, 15 for Edmonton, 13 for Calgary. And in the third period, 11 for Edmonton, 15 for Calgary, and they split at 40-40 in the game. So that's that. Really, that's that. That's really what happened yesterday. So I'll give you my quick nutshells, and I got to go about my morning. The 2-0 game, okay, the Carolina game, you could really tell that if they would get this game 2-0, it was over. It was that type of game, really. And I didn't find that, I found the Rangers look slightly intimidated in the game. It could just be me. They look kind of intimidated at certain points of the game where the guy's waiting for the guy next to him to get something done. And that is normal with a young team. A young team can fall into that trap of thinking. So I expect an instinctive game by the Rangers, a game where they're coming out and it's a war now, and they're ready to fight back in Game 3. I think that's what we'll see with the Rangers. Goaltending's not going to be an issue for the Rangers in this playoffs, but it's not going to be for Carolina either. So Shesterkin will take them only so far. The Rangers don't score enough. That was the knock on this Rangers team all year, guys, that they don't score enough. And if they start to score in the playoffs, this would be a monster of a dangerous team because they got the goaltending, as we know, and the stud defensemen. And, you know, they have firepower up front. They do. This Rangers team is more than capable, I think, of having like a 4-goal game next game. We're going to see how they react at home, but they have to come out hitting harder. If the Rangers are going to get back in the series, because that's part of their identity. More than Carolina is the Rangers in their physical game. If the Rangers can come back and pummel these guys on the boards early in the game, the Rangers should be in good shape. They're going to have to get back into it playing their game, not Carolina's game. Carolina are more than happy to have periods where 6 and 8 shots only happen both ways. They're more than happy with that because once they get a lead, they're a deadly team. They're a deadly team. So I think the Rangers will have to wake up early next game, or else somebody's going to score early next game is my feel with the Rangers and Carolina. Somebody's going to score in the first 5 minutes, I figure, in Game 3. Now, the Oilers, the war is on, okay? It's on. They came out, this Calgary team came out, and they took this 2-0 lead. Let me close that to save that for later. The Oilers came out right away and did the same start they did the game before with Smith again, like the game before. Like they just came out and it looked like, uh-oh, here we go, you know? But I wanted to see how the Oilers would react because they reacted last game. Let's not forget that. They were down like 6-2. Oh, I'll have to avoid that call for now. Sorry, folks, my phone went off. What we'll have to do is see next game if they can come out and not have a bad start, Edmonton. You know, they can't keep doing these bad starts and expect to win the series. Calgary will win the series if that happens. But if Edmonton can come out, look solid, get the first period under their belt with a 1-0 lead or something, that's it. That's what they need to do. The Flames, they're banking on the theme of this playoff series is them scoring early in all these games. If they can do that, then Calgary know they can win this series. We know Calgary have the better goalie. We know this. But I think Smith is up to the challenge in this series, what I seen yesterday. He looked very, very engaged in this game. He looked very, very steady at certain points when it looked like Edmonton might collapse, and Smith got the big save and things like this. There was a lot of shots. He faced 40 shots, so there was a lot of shots. And Calgary, as we know, has a potent offense. We're just not seeing it in the playoffs so far. We've seen it in Game 1. But overall, Calgary's offense, you know, we'll see. We'll see when they go back to Edmonton. I'm sure this is going to go 7, folks. You know what? I can't see this series. I don't know. I had Edmonton in 6. I don't know. This just has Game 7 written all over it the way it feels so far. But the McDavid factor. McDavid has not been able to be shut down. If you can't shut down the superstar, the odds are you're going to lose too. So we shall see. Okay, that's it. That's it for this. The early bird is singing, folks. There you go. I got to get out of here. I'll see you folks tonight. Have a good one till then.